What's going on, chuckleheads? This is my St. Patty's Day round at Adams Hollow Disc Golf Course in Henderson, Colorado. Here's a little Google Maps shot of the course and the course map on the course. But let's start the round. Hole 1 is a par 3, it's 326 feet. It was kind of windy this day, kind of headwind, so I took my Felon and gave it a forehand. Usually, if the wind's kind of down, I'll take my truth and just put it on a little ante line, but ended up a little short, about 50 feet or so. So I'm just going to give it a little jump putt, see if I can't let the wind just swing the disc back into the basket. And you kind of see from the flag, it's a little bit of a head crosswind right to left a little bit, but kind of sailed it. So I'm going to try and get my par 3. You kind of still see from the wind, or from the flag, that it's a little bit windy. But able to get my 3 on to hole 2. This is 519 feet, par 3 on U disc. Uh, Sometime, like if you play a tournament here, sometimes they'll consider it a par 4. But I'm taking my less beat in trespass and just trying to put it on a nice straight line, get it up to this mound that can't really see, but I hit it. And this is where it ended up, and it's kind of the wind is coming kind of straight at my back, so I'm taking my mint disc bobcat and just kind of putting it up there and letting the wind push it back towards the basket, which is kind of hidden behind the rock right there. And gave it a pretty good run, but didn't end up getting it. And here, this is a camera footage from the GoPro because I forgot to press record on the camera. You can actually see the tripod there. And I missed my putt. It was like an 8-foot putt, and I just let the wind get in my head and splashed out. So I'm gonna be tapping in a bogey 4 and on hole 3. It's a par 3, 276 foot, and it's in the short position, I believe this one is. And I just tried to take my west side crown and just put it on a nice hyzer, but the headwind just wouldn't let it hyzer very much. So I made it over the berm, and now I'm just trying to give myself a birdie 2 with about maybe 35 feet, and just missed it. A little low, not enough pop to it. All right, dropped in the 3 though, on to hole 4, 429 feet, par 3. It's kind of over there by the trees in the distance. I'm just trying to take that trespass again, put it on a slight ante, and then let the wind that's coming across right to left just swing it back. It was a good throw, just a little bit short, about maybe 60 feet, 55, 60 feet. Just trying to give it a little jump putt again. And just really, it was more of a layup than actually running. So now I'm just going to tap in my 3, and we're going to be on to hole 5. Hole 5 is a par 3, 415 feet. It's kind of dead straight, a little behind the trees, so it's kind of hard to give it a run. But I'm taking that same trespass and just trying to put it on a big hyzer, let it do its thing. And ended up again a little short, about 50, 60 feet. Just trying to give it another little jump putt. And that was a little bit better of an effort, but still pretty short. I'm tapping in my par. On to hole 6. This is in the short position. It's 245 feet, par 3. Trying to take that crown again. Put it up high and let it fade, but again, the wind just would not let it fade very much. So I'm on this like little berm, and the basket is on the top of a berm as well. So right behind the basket from my view is just downhill about 8 feet. So just decided to lay up, take my 3. There we go. Dropped in the 3. On to hole 6. Kind of did a quick drive, so Sophie wasn't really able to get the shot, but it's hole 7, 359 feet, par 3. Kind of ended up down by those cluster of trees. You can kind of see the basket right there on the little rock island. I'm just trying to pitch up as close as I can to those rocks, but left it a bit short. So I got myself about a 25-foot putt looking uphill. But I hit it. Got my three on the hole eight. The wind was kind of coming at my back, or I guess, from left to right. Tried to take my FD and just put it on a hyzer line, and it just kind of flipped on me. So it ended up kind of down the hill. You can see the basket right there at the top of the hill, following that path. Here I tried to take my BT hard harp and just try to flick it up there, but the wind picked it up and pushed it down the side of the berm here. So I'm putting back up for my three, and the angle here looked a lot better than what I had. It was about 2, 3 feet to the left. So just tapping in my four there and on to hole nine, 288 feet, par three. I'm taking my EMAC Truth and just put it on a nice slow hyzer line. Try to let it miss that tree at the very end and try to give it a run. And I thought I gave it a pretty good run, but it was about 20 feet short. So again, this is right at the edge of a berm. So I'm trying to give it like a little half run, hit some change in the cage, but didn't stick. But at least it stayed up top and dropped in my three. Here's a little nature break right in between holes 9 and 10, the South Platte River. All right, let's move on to hole 10. Hole 10 is, I believe, in the long position, 380 feet, par three. Tried to take my defender and kind of give it on like a little, a chopped forehand and just got it two nose up. So it ended up by this tree, trying to throw just over this berm and let my BT hard harp just kind of fade in and ended up hitting some stuff on the way in. So I'll be putting from my three from here, about 35 to 38 feet or so. Trying to give it a little straddling jump putt. And it just didn't quite swing enough. So I'll be dropping in another bogey. And we're on to hole 11. It is a par three, 359 feet. I'm just trying to take my match play explorer, put it on a nice flat hyzer, not flat hyzer, but wide hyzer, and let it kind of fade in a little bit. It was a good shot, about 28 feet short, but it made it right in between these bushes and the tree. So it's kind of where you want to end up, either just behind the bushes or swinging in just behind the bushes or in front of them. And I knew right as I released that it wasn't anywhere close. All right, dropping in my three. On to hole 12, 304, par three, taking that same EMAC Truth, putting on a nice little hyzer, trying to let it crash through the trees. And it was a decent shot. It's about 35-ish feet. I just did not give it the effort. So dropping in the three. On to hole 13, 288 feet, par three. This is in the short position. I'm just trying to take that crown again, throw it up high, nice little flip up hyzer, and let it fade back in. And it worked out great, about 15 to 18 feet maybe. My first birdie on the hole 14, 265 feet, par three. Kind of thrown back into the headwind, and I took my EMAC Truth and just kind of put it nose up and grip locked it. So I ended up kind of down by 13's tee box. I'm just trying to take my less beat in, a little more overstable EMAC Truth, put it on a steep hyzer, let it kind of crash down by the basket. I just didn't quite give it enough, so kind of got stuffed up by this down tree and lackluster putt again. Dropping in my bogey four, race that birdie. On to hole 15, 185 feet, par 3. Taking that crown again and trying to do uh, a wide hyzer and just early released it. So about 40 feet, 45 feet to the left. Pin high, just to the left of the pin. Gave it a jump putt, gave it a decent run, just kind of went to the right of the basket. So putting from my 3, it was about 18 feet again. This is kind of a little bit of a backup. It's hole 16, 568 feet, par 4. This is in the long position. It's back up in the trees back there. And I took that trespass, put on a nice little flat flex line, and got into a pretty good position. So here I'm taking my Match Play Explorer and just trying to give it a nice big hyzer again, flick hyzer, like come fading into the trees and worked out great. About 12 feet maybe, 12 to 15 feet, and hit my 3, birdie 3 on the hole 17, 324 feet, par 3. Taking that less beaten Emac Truth again. I'm just trying to put it on a nice little flat line up high, let the disc kind of fade back in a little bit. And I thought it was a good shot, and it was. It was just a little short, about 35 feet. Doing a little step putt, just not enough. Putts just were lackluster today, so be dropping in a par 3 and on the last hole, hole 18. It's on top of this mound down here, 503 feet away. It's a par 4. I don't really understand why this is a par 4 and hole 2 is a par 3, but whatever. But just trying to take that kind of flippy trespass and do a big flip up hyzer, and it just never flipped up. It was a big hyzer, just never flipped up. So here I'm just trying to take that flippy Emac Truth, just a little standstill, just trying to get it up on the berm, which I did pretty much what I wanted, but with this wind, it wasn't quite as close as I'd want. So it's pretty much a straight crosswind right to left, and as you can see, just did not give it to the height. So I'll be dropping in my par 4. Here's a little statue at the end of the round. My up 2 round. Also, some sunflowers with a skunk and a caterpillar. The Henderson statue on the course. I believe this is in between holes 4 and 6, I believe. A little bit to the right of hole 5's tee box. Yeah, there we go. Up 2. Appreciate y'all watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe. And this was edited by me and shot by Sophie. Thank you.